Hi guys, just finished a few chores out in the garden. It's a never ceasing world of work. Not only enjoyment, there's a lot of enjoyment, that's for sure, but there's also a lot of work. So today, after filming the Groomy Chama video for you guys, I went ahead and did some pruning, and I'm looking at my job, or the result of, from up on the deck here at the back of the house. And the job was that apricot tree there. See that apricot tree? There's the mandarin tree that I did last month, and in front of it is a apricot, that one there. I took about 5 feet off it, 1.5 meters. So now all these bananas can get light. The ladyfinger and the ducase, that one there, and the ladyfingers up here, they can get some light, sunlight, because the sun in the morning comes from behind this huge pine tree. That's where it comes from, and it shoots across the north. That's the north there. So that's one job I just completed. And the other job I did was, before that, was the loquats. Where are they? The loquats. Ooh, there I think. Yeah, there they are. Nope, that's the ice cream bean, sorry. Damn, I got so much going on here. Anyway, we'll get closer and we'll find the loquat trees. I trimmed them too. But before we get to the loquats, I want you to see the apricot tree here. A lot of work, guys. So really think about it before you plant full-size fruit trees, whether it's an apple, an apricot, a pear, an orange. Think about it. This took me half an hour, which isn't too bad. But for many of you, you're going to need help. You're going to need help for this kind of work. Look how long the branches were. Let's have a look. So, wow, 6 feet, over 6 feet in height. The apricot branches. 2 meters is what I took off this tree. So heads up, be prepared. If I was you, or if I was me, and did it all over again, I would plant only dwarf variety of these cool climate fruit trees. So much easier. And over here, I trimmed the lemon tree too. This is a full-size lemon tree, but I took off a lot of branches that were just shooting up real high. Bit of a pain. I should have got a dwarf. Eureka, a dwarf, but I got a full size. That's what happens. And here are the cuttings from the lemon. That was easy. That kind of work is easy. That took me like 10 minutes. Just feed it to the bananas, guys. And then over here, oh man, the loquat and a few cherry tree cuttings from the bottom, not much, but loquat. This guy here I was trying to show you from up on the balcony. This guy here. There's 2 of them, one here and one behind it. See how there's 2 trunks? So check it out. All these cuttings here, I'll go the other way. Yep, more work. This took me another 20 minutes. There you go, they're in here. All the cuttings. It's hard to see because now it's golden hour, which means the light is reflecting and bouncing and doing all sorts of magic. So, the Loquat tree, beautiful, isn't it? I didn't go all the way up though. This main one here, that goes like 6 meters. 6 meters, really high. I got as much as I could from the sides, but the tops, the tips, I left them. I couldn't reach them. I need to be Tarzan. But this other one, which is shooting towards the house, this is a lot shorter and a different variety and easier to trim. So I got that one done. And then the third one is the one I planted from seed 5 years ago. That was a cinch. This is what you want. I'll go around the other way. All right. See, this tree is a lot more manageable because it's younger. It's younger. Whereas that one there, these are 25 years old. Very hard to manage a 25-year-old tree, guys. Very hard. Right? Unless you butcher the heck out of it. But this one, which is only 5 or 6 years old, easy. Look at that. I can touch the top branch. So that one got a light trim. Only a light trim for this guy. Loquats. So I'm going to grab all the cuttings from the trees and feed them to the bananas. The bananas get most of the mulch because they're heavy feeders. This is a big plum tree which I trimmed last winter, back in July, and a lot of it's still there. That'll end up breaking down through its second winter for the bananas. And the same here. These are all trees that I've trimmed and pruned over the last 4 or 5 years. So this one is for the orange tree, the winter variety, the Washington navel, and this goes to these bananas here and some of that sugar cane. So this is the plum tree that I just showed you. I got the trimmings from last July, and once again in winter, July, it's going to get the same treatment, and then more mulch. In winter I also get a lot of cuttings from these fig trees. That's the main fig tree, which I absolutely butcher with a chainsaw. And that's every July, so a lot more cuttings from that. But this is a long way off. We haven't even started with the fruit yet. They'll be here at the beginning of March. Another 4 weeks and these will be ready. And the same with this fig. So yeah, a lot of free mulch, but someone's got to do the work to get the mulch. The branches don't fall by themselves. A smaller job is this orange tree, the main orange tree I have. That's also going to get a top cut here at the top. That's an easy one. Just need a ladder to get up there and cut off the head or the crown because it's way too high. I don't want it more than 3 meters, and right now it's touching on 4 meters. The pomelo tree. I trimmed this one a couple of weeks ago. I just took off the tips. Very easy to do. That way the tree doesn't get too big. You want the energy going to the fruit. I took off about 10 fruit as well. Left about 20 or 30. There's a lot of fruit on the pomelo. But I took off the tops. The tips. Don't need them. Don't need the tips. See those? Tip, 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 tip. Tip, 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 tip. And I already showed you the guavas, which I said you can, where is it? Take off the tips on these, right? Well, last week I went a little further and gave it a slight trim as well at the top. Top. You don't want these, you don't want weight, heavy fruit up there, sitting there all autumn and winter. So just a tiny tip on my two main guavas. All right, now I'm standing over the shed in the neighbor's property, and I also tipped this one last week. It's a kaffir or kaffir lime tree. I took about 1 meter off it, so it went from 4.5 meters to 3.5 meters, just like I did the mandarin orange a couple of weeks ago. I did this one too. Yeah. So, kaffir lime. And if you don't know what that is, I'll show you. Kaffir lime. Okay. And there's the cuttings. Back to the tree. Back to the tree, guys. Okay, this is a plantain banana, a green banana. And look what I fed it. Look at the mulch. This mulch here. It's from the mandarin tree, which I pruned a couple of weeks ago. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video on pruning, tipping and mulching. This is my next project. These two apple trees, which we've already talked about. Because of the parrots, I have to prune them and net them. And lastly, I have to get around to pruning this huge lemon tree, which is about 30 years old. Okay guys, don't forget to put a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I hope you're really enjoying these videos. See you from the next video.